I'm Jay Taylor. I'm the editor of Jay Taylor's Gold Energy and Tech Stocks newsletter. It's a weekly and monthly newsletter. I'm also the host of a radio show called Turning Hard Times into Good Times. I'm here in Toronto at the Metals Investor Forum. It is March 2nd, 2019, and I'm really pleased to be with Blaine Monaghan. He's the president and CEO of Fremont Gold Limited. It's a new company, really. I've just recently added it to my newsletter after hearing the story. They have projects in Nevada along the real prolific gold belts of Nevada, and some very exciting exploration projects. So I'm really glad, Blaine, that we could meet today.
Great, thank you, Jay.
Really
Thanks for the invitation.
Really
Appreciate
good.
it. Thank you.
The companies that I really like them to share their stories with a wider audience. So you started just real recently. I mean, you became a public company in 2018. I mean.
2017, yes.
Oh, 2017. And talk to us a little bit about what did you see and why did you create this project?
Sure. So Fremont Gold is newly listed. We listed in 2017, and the principal founder was Dennis Moore. And Dennis Moore has been exploring for gold and has had a lot of success in South America for the past 20 years. He's discovered more than 4 million ounces gold. And Dennis is in his early 60s, and frankly, he was just getting a little tired of some of the issues that he was facing in South America. So he's looking to go out there and leverage his expertise in other jurisdictions. And he settled on Nevada. And Nevada makes a lot of sense for a lot of different reasons. Primarily, it's infrastructure, it's mining friendly, permitting is easy, and as a matter of fact, Nevada has now been ranked #1. That was some new news that came out the other day from the Fraser Institute, so it moved from third place to first place. So when Dennis was looking for a new jurisdiction to leverage his expertise, he settled on Nevada. We've acquired 6 gold projects there. I came on in October. I replaced Dennis as CEO. He remains as president, so he can focus in on what he does best, and that's make new discoveries. I come from more of a capital markets background and help raising the money for us to advance our projects. So our 2 key assets are Gold Bar and Gold Canyon, which are brownfield projects. They're
on
both
the Battle Mountain
that's
trend,
right? Correct. They are adjacent to and surrounding McEwen's Gold Bar project, which is confusing because they use the Gold Bar name, but we control the original Gold Bar mine. And we also have a number of earlier stage assets. So when I was looking at Fremont as far as a company, I've had a pretty good track record in my own right, not from a discovery standpoint, but from working with companies that have been subject to M&A. And there are a number of things I always look at, and that's people, projects, jurisdiction, share structure, and Fremont checked all the boxes. So I was very pleased to come on board, and I think we're going to have a great future ahead of us.
So your Battle Mountain or Gold Bar is the project that you're really looking at. I think that's the primary focus in 2019. There's a resource there, I think a historical resource there, and can you talk to us a little bit about your exploration plans for 2019 on that project?
Sure. So we acquired an option from Ely Gold on both Gold Bar and Gold Canyon. So in the past, Atlas Mining developed the Gold Bar mining complex. So this included the Gold Bar mine and 5 satellite pits, and Gold Canyon is one of those. McEwen Mining today is developing 4 of those satellite pits. So our goal with Fremont is looking to find new zones of mineralization that haven't been mined out. So Gold Bar historically produced about 300,000 ounces gold, and there is a historic resource of about 150,000 ounces gold at mill site, which is essentially offset and drop block from Gold Bar. Gold Canyon produced about 40,000 ounces gold. We know there's another mineralized horizon below what was mined out and some other targets that haven't been tested. So we did just complete a drill program at Gold Bar. We've submitted the assays or the samples for assaying. I'd expect to see results early April. We were planning to drill Gold Bar immediately thereafter, but the weather's been particularly difficult in northern Nevada this year, so we'll look to get to Gold Canyon probably sometime in May or June.
May or June, and then the assays could come out. What's sort of the backlog now in terms of?
Yeah, right now it's about 4 to 6 weeks currently, but I would expect that could continue to increase as
more drilling.
That's right. And then the company always has the choice, depending on what you see or the push for news to rush assays also, but then there's a cost, so you always have to weigh that in addition.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Gold Bar, it would seem to me, is it's a pretty high probability success drill program, I would think, given the fact that it's an existing resource, or it's a historical resource, I should say.
Yeah.
And so you can probably follow the mineralization and should be able to come up with some good values, hopefully.
Yeah.
And
And that's one of the things I really liked about Fremont's project portfolio when it came on. We have 6 assets, all in Nevada, but the property portfolio is a hedge in and of itself, because you have these 2 past producing gold mines and some earlier stage exploration projects. So you're right, with these past producing assets, you have a lot more data, you have a far greater understanding of where some new targets might be, and applying some different models to it, and that's what we're doing right now. So we think there's excellent potential for finding additional mineralization at Gold Bar, and we did test some interesting targets, and hopefully we come up with some success.
so you're 53 million shares, if I've got that right,
Correct.
roughly.
Yep.
What's your market cap now about?
Today it's about 8 million. When we first talked to you in October, it was about 5 million. We got up to about 10 million just a couple weeks ago, but now we're back at about 8. So you were right to pick it at the time you did. It was very undervalued. I think that was apparent to everybody, and we just needed to do a better job of communicating our story to the street, and that was my job to do, and I think we're having pretty good, getting some traction.
Success there, yeah.
Yeah, we got some coverage from the Northern Miner. We're getting some additional newsletter writer coverage. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it will be exploration based.
Yeah.
But the bigger and broader the base we've built as far as market awareness, if you have success, you're going to get that much more rewarded.
What do you, in terms of share float, how many shares are out in the market? Because it's fairly tightly held, I believe.
Yeah, it is. So I mean, it's funny. Today, 53 million shares would be considered relatively tight, and that wasn't the case when I first started in the industry. But today, 53 million is considered pretty tight. And of that 53 million shares, insiders own 20%. So that's above the average, might be about 10%. So we're very much aligned with our shareholders. In addition to insiders, US Global owns about 8%, who are a large US fund. And when Fremont Gold listed, it was a shell. So we did an RTO, and the broker whose shell it was and his clients own about another 20%. So on one hand, I can account for about 50% of the shares. So in reality, the float is less than 25 million shares.
And are you financed for your exploration program this year, or are you going to have to raise some money?
We will have to come back to the market. We would have been looking to come back to the market probably in May. That was with the Gold Canyon drilling, but now that we've delayed it, we've got runway till sometime into the summer. So it's a matter of when we start drilling again at Gold Canyon, if we are funded for that, or when we might have to look to raise some more money for that drilling as well.
You mentioned you have 6 projects. You're really focused on 2.
Yes.
What are you doing with the other 6?
Our focus is very much Gold Bar and Gold Canyon, and that relates to our strategy and potential exit plan. If we have success there, I think it's would make sense for McEwen to do something, whether at the corporate or project level. But that can't be our only focus. So we are looking to advance some of our other earlier stage assets. I mean, we're an exploration company.
Right.
We are, as our tagline is, dedicated to discovery, and we're looking to go out there and drill some other targets that have never been tested as well. And that's risky, but then it's offset because we are advancing those other brownfield projects. So it's a very good hedge, and we feel very confident in that strategy.
Yeah, especially when you're market cap of $8 million. I think this is. And into a gold market that I think is looking very, very good right now, too.
I think so, too. And I mean, I track a number of different media and writers, and I think it became apparent, late last year that the Fed was no longer going to be aggressive and become a lot more dovish.
Right.
And that's very good news for gold, and we're seeing that play out. I mean, then gold went through 13, almost at 1350, and I expect to see continued dollar weakness, and gold is basically the only asset class that's been performed the last 6 months.
Yeah,
so,
very good.
Yeah.
That's what no guarantees, of course, but it's looking positive. Plus, you have some really good projects, especially, I think the Gold Bar is looking really. That really is a risk remover, I think, to a great extent. It reduces your risk. It's not like a greenfield story. It's very good. Well, Blaine, I'm glad that you had some time to chat with us today.
Thank you, Jay.
All the best to you.
Thank you, sir.
We'll be watching you for those drill results.
Thank you.
You bet.